everybody, it's Janae. It's been a while since I did an update, so I thought I'd do a really quick update because I know I have some followers and I appreciate that. So I hope you're all doing well and feeling well. For those of you who have never seen this series that I've done over the last couple years, gosh, it's been almost 2 years that I started it. What's the date today? It's May 16th. 2013, and I'm going on 17 months post-op. At this point, I had a spinal fusion at the L4, L5 level. It was a posterior PLIF, right? Yeah, I think so. It's been so long since I've thought about all the technical terms. With a laminectomy, which is when they take the little bone off of your back and off of one of your vertebrae, and they ground that up and they use that in the cage that they put between the L4, L5 vertebrae. And then of course I have 4 screws and 2 pins or 2 rods. And I'm doing great. So I haven't been online for a while, or I have been online a lot actually, but I haven't made a video for a while. I have been very busy, just usual stuff with kids. We've gotten through the holidays, we've gotten through winter. I did a weight loss challenge. That was exciting. I was just feeling heavy and hadn't done a whole lot through the winter, and a friend of mine started that January on Facebook. So basically every week we had to check in. It was kind of like a Weight Watchers thing, but I ended up losing 22 pounds. I was really excited about it. I will admit I didn't even exercise a whole lot during that time frame. I was just really watching my calories, so it worked great. I had a lot of kale in my diet, a lot of fruits and vegetables. I eliminated rice, pasta, breads, and a lot of red meats. I stuck with chicken and fish and turkey and pork. So that was kind of a good thing to learn. You know, if you're stuck in a position physically where you can't be doing a lot of activity and you find that you're putting on the pounds because of that, I have some good diet tips for you. So that's a whole other ball game. But just looking through my notes here, made it through the winter without falling, which was a goal of mine. Here in Pennsylvania, we get some ice and snow in the winter months, so I wanted to make sure that, you know, I got through the winter without having any accidents, because that would have been bad after all of my work to stay strong and build this back up. I've been really feeling great. Just to answer a lot of your questions, I get emails a lot, which is really great. I love answering questions that you have. This is one of the videos in my series that has been about 2 years, like I said, so I don't have a lot of updates, which is why I haven't been really consistent lately with videos, but it's just because I feel great. I haven't had any pain at all. I mean, it's almost 1.5 years post-surgery, and just I feel good. I feel like I used to. I feel normal. I don't feel like I have anything wrong with my back at all. I do still watch like how I'm lifting things. I've been doing hiking with my family now that the spring has come, and you know we live close to the Appalachian Trail, so that's a tough trail to hike because it's very, very rocky here in Pennsylvania, and I wasn't sure how I would do with that. It's a lot of kind of like you know, watching where you're stepping, and then you get to points where you almost have to boulder, like climb across rocks, and I was just so happy that I could do it again, and it didn't bother me. It actually felt really good to be out and doing that kind of activity. We walked, I think, 5 or 6 miles last weekend, and then this past weekend over Mother's Day, I was up at Penn State. I was chaperoning a science fair for the state championships, and I walked all over campus with the kids for 3 days straight. I think I clocked my mileage. I think I did like 13 miles or something just walking around campus, and I had no problems. I mean, I was tired, and I will admit my back felt like a little bit sore, but I think anybody's back would feel sore after doing that, especially when you're not used to that. So I really feel like I'm fixed. I mean, I don't know what the future holds, but I feel like this fusion was a very wise decision for where I was at. I was completely limited. I couldn't do anything with my kids. I had so much pain. I couldn't stand for more than just a couple minutes at a time. And that was part of the stenosis. I had disc degeneration at that level, and I also had stenosis. So if you're feeling like when you stand for a long time and you're feeling like achy, like almost like you have to bend over and, you know, stretch or get that tension out of your back, that's likely a stenosis issue because that's like a narrowing of your spinal column. and that's part of what I had. And there's a chance that it, might get worse as I get older because that's a natural thing for most people. But it happened to me really early. I'm 37 now, so it happened earlier on in my early 30s, which was too young. Um, so I feel like for the most part that is fixed. I have noticed the last couple months, probably due to my inactivity, that I do feel like I get a little bit achy in my back, lower back, and that could be a number of things. It could just be like, scar tissue buildup, arthritis. Just when you have major surgery like that, there's other issues that can come into play eventually, especially if you're not sticking with your PT, your physical therapy, and exercising. I was so religious in that first, well, probably 8 to 9 months. I mean, I walked religiously. I had my treadmill in my living room. I walked every night at least 2 miles. If it was nice out, I would go for a walk during the day. And I completely admit that I have not done that. So now that I feel good, I've been back to my, I do a lot of volunteer work. And when you get caught up with all that stuff, you have to really make the time to exercise. And I'll admit, I'm not an exerciser, but you have to do it if you want to keep your back strong. You have to keep that core strong. So I think that's pretty much it. I really don't have a lot of updates, but I wanted to let you all know that I appreciate your emails and I love answering questions that you have. I'm not a doctor. I can't tell you what to do, but I certainly can tell you from my experience that the Spinal Fusion was a great choice after trying all the other, methods, injections, pills, physical therapy, massage therapy. I tried all those things for a long time, and this is kind of what it came down to. So I'm glad I did it. It's given me at least a year and a half of good quality life with my family, and I know I have a lot more to go here. We're going to be traveling again this summer. I'm taking a road trip out to Colorado. We're going to drive from Pennsylvania, and we're camping this year. So we shall see how I do with that. Camping for 3.5 weeks, I think, in a tent, not a camper, in a tent. So I do have a good air mattress, and I'm planning on using that. So I'll keep you posted. We'll see how that does. Okay, wish you all well. Have a great rest of the spring and happy summer. I'll be back probably after the summer.